The Kanye West Taylor Swift incident has gone beyond anything that we could have possibly imagined, and Kanye's crash out has gone mega crazy. So obviously Taylor Swift has been one of the latest victims for Kanye West, which has led to a cease and desist being sent out by Taylor Swift. Now this all came about because of some Kanye tweets. I feel like that's where all the problems seem to be starting in 2025, but I'm mad I haven't effed Taylor Swift yet. I know Taylor liked how the fucking, you know that. I'll show you an example of racism. Justin Bieber and Harry Styles, fuck Taylor Swift from both sides and didn't call me. Oh, I forgot she can't hold water. On everything, this tweet is 1000% true. So, I mean, that's absolutely mental, even for someone like Kanye West. And we're going to be breaking down the legalities of this and the follow-up cease and desist, and basically what happens if Kanye West does not respect the cease and desist. Because, I mean, Kanye West has already stated that he is the closest thing on earth to God, right? He said that in his own words in a recent interview. So I don't think something as little as a cease and desist is going to stop him, but this is what's going on. So today we're going to be diving headfirst into the latest chapter of the feud that's been simmering over the past decade, which is Taylor Swift versus Kanye West. This time it's not shade or just a diss track. Taylor's legal team has reportedly slapped Kanye with a cease and desist letter. And the internet is absolutely losing this. Why did this happen? What led to this moment? And what does it mean for both stars? So let's set the stage. On April 10th of 2025, news broke that Taylor Swift's legal team sent Kanye West a cease and desist letter. And if you're wondering what that is, basically it's a formal legal document telling someone to stop doing something. In this case, making certain statements or face consequences like a potential lawsuit. Now, according to many outlets, like the Daily Mail and Hip Hop DX, this all kicked off because of some wild and explicit tweets that obviously Kanye's made. Now, I've already kind of showed those to kind of set the stage for what we're dealing with here. Now, these posts target Taylor's personal life, dragging in other celebs like Justin Bieber and Harry Styles with unverified graphic claims. Now, we're going to try and keep this as, family friendly as possible, but I've kind of read the tweets out, so I guess we're beyond that point. Now, let's break down what Kanye did to spark this firestorm. Now, in a series of X posts, Kanye made explicit, baseless accusations about Taylor claiming that she was involved in a compromising situation with other artists. He also threw in a random jab about how he was never being invited in to perform for the Super Bowl, implying that Taylor somehow influenced the decision. Yes, you heard that right. Kanye tried to tie Taylor to his Super Bowl snub, which feels like a bit of a stretch to say the very least. These posts weren't just provocative, they were personal, graphic, and in the way, to a degree, over the line. Fans on X and TikTok immediately started sharing the screenshots of them before Kanye pulled them down, and with the backlash, that was Taylor Swift. Taylor's team responded with a cease and desist letter demanding that Kanye stop making these claims or face legal action. The letter also reportedly called out the post for damaging Taylor's reputation or causing emotional distress. Meanwhile, Harry Styles and Justin Bieber teams issued statements denying Kanye's claims about them in particular, making it clear that Kanye was out on his own for this one. For Taylor, though, who spent years building a carefully curated public image, this was a direct attack. And if you know anything about Taylor Swift, you know that she doesn't really let that stuff slide. Look at her recent labels and stuff like this. To really get into why the cease and desist is such a big deal, we need to travel back in time. Buckle up for a history lesson on Taylor and Kanye's feud, because it's an absolute rollercoaster. It all started in 2009 at the MTV Music Video Awards. Taylor, then just 19, was accepting her award for Best Female Video when Kanye stormed to the stage, grabbing the mic and said Beyonce deserved it instead. The crowd gasped and Taylor looked absolutely mortified, and it came one of the most iconic moments in pop culture history. Kanye later apologized, but the damage was already done. Now we fast forward to 2016 and Kanye reignited the feud with his song Famous from The Life of Pablo. The lyric, I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that bitch famous. Taylor was absolutely livid to say the least, saying she never approved the line. Kanye claimed she did. And then his wife, Kim Kardashian, backed him up by leaking edited snippets of a phone call between Kanye and Taylor. The internet turned on Taylor with the hashtag Taylor Swift is a snake trending, but in 2020, a full call leaked, proving Taylor's point. She hadn't approved the offensive part. Vindication City. Since then, the feud has popped up in subtle ways. Taylor's 2017 album Reputation had snake imagery, seen as a clapback to Kanye and Kim. Kanye kept name-dropping Taylor in songs and interviews, like on 2024's Vulture 2, where he referenced their history again. Taylor, meanwhile, has stayed classy but firm, often letting her music and fans do the talking. This latest incident, though, is not so subtle. It's Kanye going nuclear and Taylor's hitting back with lawyers. Okay, so, why is Kanye stirring the pot now? Why has he decided that in his, he's obviously gone anti-Semitic recently, he's gone all over the gaff. Why Taylor now? Well, let's unpack the context. Kanye's been in the headlines a lot over the past few years, often for controversial reasons. He's also been open about personal struggles, including his divorce with Kim Kardashian and custody battles for their 4 kids. He also faced major professional setbacks, like losing brand deals with Adidas over the 2022 anti-Semitic comments, which he later apologized for. In 2025, Kanye's been teasing a music comeback, but has been struggling to regain cultural dominance that he once had. Some fans on X think that Kanye's posts were a desperate jab for attention, maybe a hype for a new project, or just to try and stay relevant. Blaming Taylor for the Super Bowl snub seems like a way to tap into their old feud for clout. But the explicit claims about her personal life, that is where he misjudged. Those posts didn't just get attention, they got him legal hot water. On Taylor's side, she's in a different place. After she, her record-breaking Eras tour and the 2025 Super Bowl performance, she's at the peak of her powers. She's also got Travis Kelce, a supportive partner who's reportedly as angry as the fans and as she is. Taylor spent years fighting for control over her narrative, think Scooter Braun and her Masters saga. So Kanye's posts weren't just annoying, they were a direct threat to her reputation. The cease and desist is Taylor drawing a hard line, not this time Kanye. Now let's talk about the fans, because they're a huge part of this story as well. Swifties are not playing around. Within the hours of Kanye's post, #WeStandWithTaylor was trending on X, with fans flooding the platform with messages of support. TikTok is full of reaction videos from fans analysing the feud's history, with others calling Kanye to apologise. One viral TikTok even stitched Kanye's deleted post with Taylor's 2010 VMA speech, where she talks about forgiveness, and which is kind of ironic. But it's not just Swifties. Kanye's fan base is split. Some defend him, saying that he's provocative as always, while others admit that he went too far with this one. And posts on X show fans debating whether Kanye's trolling or spiraling, with comments like "Ye needs to chill before he loses everything." The dramas also sparked wider conversations about celebrity feuds, mental health, and how far is too far when it comes to public beefs. This isn't just Kanye versus Taylor anymore. This is a cultural moment for both superstars, because obviously this is gonna, define the ages. It's either gonna make or break one of two careers, and the fans seem to be backing Taylor on this one. So you're probably wondering, where do we go from here? As of now, Kanye hasn't responded to the cease and desist, which is surprising. He's usually quick to clap back on X or in interviews. If he stops making these claims, the situation might cool off. But if he keeps going, Taylor could escalate to a defamation lawsuit seeking damages for reputational harm. Legal experts say that jail time for Kanye is highly unlikely, but he could face fines or court orders to steer clear of Taylor, and a restraining order might be possible, but in cases like this, it's incredibly rare for those to kind of pop up. For Taylor, this is another chance to show that she's not a damsel in distress. Kanye tried to paint her as this back in 2009, and she's already got Swifties ready to stream her next release to the moon. Now, don't be surprised if she channels this into a song. Taylor's known for turning pain into platinum. Kanye, though, might be digging himself a deeper hole. With other artists like Bieber and Styles distancing themselves, he's risking altering even his loyal supporters. One thing's for sure, though, this feud is far from over. Now, the question is, do we see a public apology coming forward from Kanye? Probably not. A diss track? Potentially. Or will he stay and let this be dealt with in the courtroom? I guess only time will tell. But that's the latest that we've got with regards to the cease and desist sent from Taylor Swift. Now, obviously, the ball is firmly in Kanye West's court. But if recent history is anything to go by, that doesn't really mean an awful lot. Because Kanye, all it takes is for him to just fire off on Twitter once again and he could land himself in a hell of a lot of trouble. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. Be sure to subscribe, and until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.